Horrorfest lineup of all time, going on right now until Halloween. What is up, everybody? Welcome once again as we kick off week 4 of the bloodiest, most transgressive Horrorfest lineup of all time here on PCP Movie Night. And tonight we're talking about Eli Roth's The Green Inferno. Now, if anybody knows me, they know that I am a huge fan of the work of Eli Roth. Still haven't seen Borderlands, so the jury's out on that one right now. I'm not hearing some good things about it, but this is a movie I was very, very excited to talk about. In particular, to talk about it with one member of the panel whose birthday it is. That member of the panel is not Jelani, but Jelani is here. First time watch for you, right?
Yeah. I got some notes.
I bet you do.
Of course, Station. But yeah, I am a little freaked out and puzzled by this movie. And I had to watch the Cannibal Holocaust that it pays homage to first.
Yeah.
I got some thought about both movies. I really got to talk this one out.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a big tribute to the work of those cannibal exploitation directors of the 70s and the 80s, mostly Italian, talking about Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox. It was a whole subgenre, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You know that moment in your life where you find out that Women in Cages is like an exploitation, like subgenre, and then you find out about cannibal movies too. And like a lot of people can't stomach these kind of things. But this is, of course, Eli Roth's big tribute to that. And coming up to the panel, I feel like this guy got a newfound appreciation of Hostel 1 and 2 when we covered it recently this summer over at Blood Splatter Chatter. It's my man, Missing Link. What's up, dude?
What up?
What up? Why are you stealing Brooks's bit, man? It's his birthday too, man. What do you do?
I'm sorry. Glad to be here. But I will say, I have, on top of having an appreciation for Hostel 1 and 2 when I rewatched them over the summer, I have a newfound appreciation for this movie as well. So we'll get into that.
Heck yeah. All right, let's bring in the birthday boy. This dude, I don't think is a fan of Eli Roth whatsoever, but it's my man Brooks. Everybody out there, say happy motherfucking birthday to Brooks the Magnificent.
Hey.
What is up?
Hey! It's happy birthday to you, buddy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I made you watch this movie.
It's my birthday.
How you doing, Brooks?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Did you have a good birthday today?
Yeah, it was quite delightful.
Nice. I know your boy Jelani over there took you out about the town to all the toy stores and all that kind of stuff.
Causing trouble. Wrecked
He got
shit.
some things. I was surprised. I thought it wouldn't get.
There were some hot ladies involved.
Really?
It was a good time. Yeah.
Interesting. Was it the server at the Chinese restaurant he took you to? What are you talking about? I'm just joking. All right. Let's get into it. First of all, if you are curious to get this Scream Factory edition of the Green Inferno, you can help support PCP. There's a link in the description below to go buy this, if you feel so inclined. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea. Eli Roth doesn't seem to be everybody's cup of tea. One of my favorite things about Eli Roth is how many people don't like his work. And I don't know, it gives me this sense of like hipsterishness where I'm like, well, y'all just don't understand the subtleties and the nuance of Eli Roth. Well, this ain't the movie to prove it, in my opinion. Now, I do love this movie. And by the way, there's me and Eli Roth right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
You wear a Freddy sweater?
Yeah.
It looks like it's not a Freddy sweater, but it's close.
Mm.
Close enough.
I thought it said twerk.
He was super, super freaking cool, dude. Like I would love to have Eli on the channel. I became a big Eli Roth fan because of the movie Cabin Fever, right? And then because he was always on these like Bravo did this like 100 scariest movie moments where they would be going down these gnarliest scenes in these horror films, and like I love shit like that, right? Today, like In Search of Darkness is kind of like that. But then Eli Roth kind of took that a little bit further, and he started his own podcast / AMC Shutter show, The History of Horror, which is amazing. There is an episode of that where it's Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino talking for like 2.5 hours about horror movies. And it's like talking to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get in on that conversation. And when I got to meet Eli Roth, I was not disappointed. The only disappointment was that it didn't last longer than like 2 minutes, right? But story of my life, man. I love his work. And I would say I am an Eli Roth apologist. Okay. Like when people tell me that Hostel sucks or Cabin Fever sucks or Hostel 2 or The House with the Clock in Its Walls or even Death Wish, his Death Wish remake he did with Bruce Willis, right? Knock Knock, the erotic thriller with Keanu Reeves. That's a good one. Jelani, have you seen Knock Knock?
That's Amy DeArmas and the girl that's in this movie, I think.
Yeah, his wife.
Yeah. That's his wife?
I thought they're still married. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Eli Roth. And when I first watched The Green Inferno, I was so hyped to hear that my dude who did Hostel and Hostel 2 and Cabin Fever was about to do like a tribute of sorts to Italian cannibal films. I was so freaking excited. And I remember when I first watched this movie being like, man, so much of this movie is so awesome. But it's got some really dumb, awkward, comedic bits in it that like throw me off of it, right? Now, Eli is one of those directors that throws in his sense of humor in his movies, right? But I feel like in Hostel, for instance, it's balanced a little bit better. Like the more of the comedies in the first part of that movie, right? And then when it starts getting gnarly, it gets gnarly. This is not the same way because in the midst of everything being very dire and the suspension building up, the suspense just keeps building and building and building. And and then you get the gore, the first dude, it gets all cut up and just, I'm just like, oh my God. And then the plane crash alone, I think is absolutely amazing. But then the chick shits herself. The one dude starts beating off and they get the whole village high on one bag of weed. And I'm just, those moments I really did not like when I first watched this movie.
It's Peruvian though.
It is. It's Peruvian. It's very strong. They say it, right? It's very strong. So, but the more I watch it, the more I don't care so much about the tonal clash there, because I feel like Eli is trying to make comedic bits in this movie to make it an easier pill to swallow, if that makes sense. Because, and we've talked about this a lot with 80s horror, you have to kind of throw in the comedy sometimes so that the MPAA will like kind of overlook some of the gnarlier bits. And this is a gross fucking movie. I love the practical effects in this movie. The only thing I don't like in this movie effects wise is the CG ants. I think the CG ants look really bad, but they actually look a little bit better than Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, for me. But I love the practical effects. I love that this movie is bold. even the diarrhea scene and shit like that it's bold, right? Like it's like nobody else would do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. This movie was made and released in 2013, mostly in Chile, in Peru, and it was on a $1 million budget. It made $12.9 million, and I mean that's why cheap horror films keep getting made, because spend $1 million, make 12.9. That's not It's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. A lot of people shit all over Eli Roth's work, no pun intended, but I will defend this dude's work. This may not be my favorite movie of his, but I do enjoy it. Jelani, your first time watching this movie, and you knew it was a tribute to like things like Cannibal Holocaust. So you also watched Cannibal Holocaust. Well, I hope you're having decent sleep right now, man, because there's some disturbing stuff in both of these movies. What do you think about the Green Inferno? You out there in the chat, we see you. Let us know what you think.
Wow. Wow. This movie is special, and I really like when it came out, or when they were releasing this film. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch it at all because it's body horror and it's cannibalism. I'm not a fan. It bothers me because I never liked zombies. You know, I just don't like that whole concept of eating things. It always has bothered me. So since it was like living people and you're crashing into like their territory, they're going to eat you because you're there and you look delicious. And that has always bothered me. So I saw the trailer for this when it first came out, and they were trying to make it super scary. And I was like, fuck no, pass, super pass, never watch it. And then we had a movie night, so we had to watch it. So I was like, fine. If I got to watch this shit, fine. I guess I got to watch Cannibal Holocaust too, because it's paying homage to it among all the other the cannibal exploitation films that are. I was going to sit down and stomach Cannibal Holocaust. So I watched it, and it's good and bad. And I'm talking about Cannibal Holocaust now. I haven't even gotten to Green Inferno yet. Cannibal Holocaust is basically a film crew goes into the Amazon jungle to film. They disappear. They've been gone for months. And this one professor guy has to go into the Amazon jungle, find the footage and their bodies, and explain what happened to them from the footage. So it's a found footage movie on top of a quest, and it's gritty, it's raw, it's got animal cruelty to a level I've never seen before. They kill a fucking turtle.
There is a cruelty-free version though that you can find and watch. Just so everybody knows.
I saw the one where they killed a damn turtle, damn over 100-year-old turtle.
That's the only way I want to see it, dude. No offense, like I love turtles too. I'm just saying, like it's see the whole thing, but it is brutal. Yeah, it is, dude.
It's brutal, so it bothers me. It still bothers. Like right now, I'm thinking about that damn turtle. I'm like, oh my god!
Jelani put his PETA membership in the mail the other day.
Yeah, I'm not even a PETA guy. I love eating meat. Pause. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to watch a turtle get eaten. So, and they do it ritualistically on film. Plus, there are like horrible sexual assaults. It's brutal. This is a brutal movie. Having said that, and having watched this, like it's good, but it's brutal. It's where it's in your face. I don't think Green Inferno is that. Green Inferno to me, I think it feels hackish, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. And I know Eli Roth isn't a hack because I love Cabin Fever. I love Cabin Fever too, for God's sake. It's not even him, but it's his concept, and I enjoy it. I watched Hostel. I think Hostel's okay. I think Hostel 2 is okay. I've seen them. I enjoyed them. I moved on. They're the thing. But Green Inferno is, to me, it's poorly acted. All of the characters are one note, just useless people. I do like the plane crash. I do like the aesthetic of the tribe. The tribe and all the people in it. I love the colors that they use. They didn't do that in Cannibal Holocaust, where they were just naked people. They're just all naked and running around, flopping. Everything's flopping. In this one, it's more streamlined. They show even children, but they show them with the red color over them. I guess the leader has the black outfit, and the lady, the head witch woman, she's in yellow paint. But they're all covered in paint, so I like that aesthetic.
Yeah, and aside from them two, right? Mm-hmm. Like the headhunter and the elder, mm-hmm. Everybody else are like actual villagers. from this
That's
like
awesome.
Peruvian village or something like that. That Eli Roth was like, we got to get these guys to be the villagers in the movie, right? So they're like, well, we have to get them to agree to it. And so their elders were split. So at the first thing they had to do was explain what the concept of a movie was to this village, because they had no concept of what the movie was. So they were going to show them a movie to be like, we're making a movie. Here's an example of a movie. And then y'all can vote. And then they go, Eli, they voted that we're in. Cool. He goes, what movie did you show them? Wizard of Oz, E.T.? No, Cannibal Holocaust is what they showed this fucking
What the
crap? they
Why are you showing
thought
this
it was a
people
comedy. They loved it.
Yeah.
They were like, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, crazy. Man, it's still, man, God. I was like, this is really fucked up. And Green Inferno attempts it. Like, it's trying to be that. But I don't think it's that. Because it's tonal shifting. It's very choppy. I can't remember the music. So when we get to that, I love the shots, though. Everything is shot beautifully. We'll talk about all that, too. But I want to get my initial thoughts out because I got a lot to say about this movie because it bothers me that this is the first time I've seen it and I may never want to see it again. And not for the reasons you think. That's it.
All right. I think you'll like it a little bit better. Horde Films is in the house. Doesn't think that the girl shitting in the cage was played for laughs or humor. It was played straight for a sense of humiliation and shame. It was a realistic thing to happen in that scenario. It is. And in the commentary, they're talking about that. Like, this is something that would happen. Like, you would get sick. You know, like every member of this cast and crew got sick while they were down there, right? The fart sounds, though, are what really kind of push it over the top for me. It gets a little like, I don't know.
It's bad. It's bad. It doesn't
but I get what you're saying, Horde. What about you, Link? You've seen this movie before? This is not your first go around with Green Inferno, right?
Yeah, I've seen this before. First off, Eli Roth is kind of like a M. Night Shyamalan for me. It's like where it's like I've been disappointed by them. Yeah, M. Night quite a bit more. But it's like no matter how many times I'm disappointed by them, you know, their misses, I'll always give them another chance. Going off the beaten path, recently I was Trapped, that new M. Night movie. Man, that was bad. I've never thought an M. Night film was bad until I saw that. But Eli Roth is a filmmaker where I can always feel his passion, regardless if the film turns out good or not. You can feel like he's having fun making that, and I can respect that. So I'm always looking out for his films. I did see this when it came out. I remember the trailer. It seemed really disturbing, but I kind of expected that from him at the time. You know, I thought Hostel. I mean, I guess it's because I've become so desensitized to it. But you know, I remember thinking Hostel was really extreme, and then upon the rewatch we just did recently, like a few months ago, I was like, man, that really wasn't. It was kind of tame, you know. But yeah, I remember being really turned off by this movie. I was right there with Jelani. I was kind of like, what is this? Just like torture porn, you know? But I feel like on this rewatch, I feel like there's a reason for it because, like, speaking of the characters being one note, I think they're supposed to be portrayed that way because their whole reasoning for doing that shit was pretentious and like douchebaggish to begin with. So it's like, yeah. I think they're trying to emphasize, you know, like they weren't gonna. I mean, the only person who really wasn't a douchebag was the main character. You know, we got the most character arc out of her. But no, I really remember not liking this movie. I thought it was too intense, maybe because I've honed my skills over the last couple of years. But I enjoyed it this watch. I thought it was pretty fun. It was not his best work, but I just remember like I was not excited to rewatch this. And upon this rewatch, I was like, okay, I had a fun time. But I remember being really turned off on my first watch of this. So I can see what Jelani was talking about.
Hell yeah. Well put, Link. I really like that. All right, Brooks, birthday boy. This is a movie I specifically chose for you. Happy birthday. What'd you think about Green Inferno, man?
Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought. That being said, I didn't like it. I think, like Eli Roth, like his characters, Eli Roth strikes me as someone who's very cynical and that's why his characters are so unlikable and single, because he's trying to show like a realistic person, like, you know, someone who's not an angel, you know, who's kind of fucked up. But like, it's like sometimes, like, you know, you got to give people a reason to not hate characters as well. And I think the characters in this movie are actually a little more likable than the ones in Hostel 2. Like, there are a few of them that are more redeemable, I think. Like, I like the bearded dude.
Yep.
I kind of like her best friend, even though she's like played as like this total like hateful bitch. She's kind of like, I don't know, she's kind of got a little personality.
Well, she wasn't dumb enough to get in that jungle, was she?
Nope.
She's smart, like,
Hard-knowing ass stayed alive.
But yeah, I think this movie has its good points, but overall, I just didn't enjoy it as much. Like, I tried, but like I just could not get into like I was okay through the first part of it, but once the fucking tribe shows up, that's when it starts like really going downhill for me, and I was just like, ugh. But you know, I don't hate it. There are things I do like about it, but you know, it just seems like a movie that wasn't ever made for me to enjoy.
So when that part does happen and they bring dude, tie him to the rock. But by the way, my favorite bit is when they're giving him that shit, which is obviously some seasoning. He's like, thank you so much. And then they cut him up. Was in that moment, did you go, oh, I see why Robbie likes this movie. Dude, that was like some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. Oh my God. And K&B did the effects, if I remember correctly. Greg Nicotero and all those dudes. So, all right. Well, this movie's got a cast. It's got some actors in it. It's got some actors we know. It's got some actors we don't know. What about you, Jelani? What's a performance that you would want to highlight in this film?
To be honest, there's only one character I liked a lot in this film, and you're gonna think it's weird, but it's the little girl that was chasing her towards the end of the film.
Yeah, towards the
Amazon girl that's chasing her with the guy. Talk. And she like ran out there with the blow dart and everything. And like she was ready to blow dart the shit out of her and like get that girl back. And then she saw the dude saw the Jaguar and she put it he put his hand like right there. And she like put her blow dart down. And she's like, chop. The same damn kind of thing she said and stopped. And I was like, oh God, this is the best performance in this movie. Because everybody else is trash. Trash to me. Trash. I don't like the pretentiousness of anyone. No one. I hated the freaking lawyer dad.
The dude from Hostel 2.
Yeah.
I wish he was in it more, man.
Lawyer dad was like, oh, he was so boring. I felt like for some reason, like he was in a different movie and got a different script from everyone else. He was just so checked out. The main girl bothers the shit out of me. I don't know why. She was just yeah, and it was basically because she liked that guy and wanted to chase him to the rainforest. I know that's what it was. It was that simple. Oh God, yeah. I want to fuck this dude. And like, how do I get it done? Oh, I'm going to go to the rainforest and do some crap. Like,
she was all like, Alejandro.
Yeah, Alejandro. Yeah, screw that noise. I would never do that. I'm sorry. This every character is so dislikable. I cannot stand anyone in this movie except that girl. That girl was the truest one. She knew she was young. She knew her whole life has been this cannibal life. She about that shit. No little boy getting a whistle was gonna like change that. She was mad at that little boy. She was mad, and I was like, oh, this is She was genuine. I don't know if she was a kid actor or if she was a part of the tribe. I have no clue, but she was it. And I was like, damn it. Now, that kid nailed it. And I hate kids in movies. And she was the only character in this movie. I was like, all right, I get it. Nobody else. The main dude, the fucking Che Guevara ripoff motherfucker. Fuck that guy.
Alejandro.
Alejandro, fuck that guy. I hope he dies in the fire. I'm mad that Eli Roth thought he could make a sequel with that bullshit with him in it, being, oh, look at me. I am wearing all black now. I am all evil. Fuck you, Alejandro.
You didn't like the scene where he's just beaten off?
No.
Because I did. Because my favorite bit is when that dude comes to start choking him out, and he's still just going, and I'm just like, no, dude, you're helping him. Dude, you're helping him. He's still
doing it. You're making it help. Yeah.
Speaking of choking and beating off, Steph, what about you, Link? What's the performance you want to highlight?
I'll shout out the kid from Spy Kids, just because I love that movie back in the day. I mean, I think everyone kind of played their role. Yeah, he is. He is an absolute ass. But I think that works.
No, I think shows his dick in the movie.
He does.
Oh, he showed his dick. I think I missed that part.
When he was in the whiz and the spiders coming up to him.
The spiders come up to his dick. He starts shooting 3 times and runs out of the woods with his gun. Jeez, I wouldn't forget that. Daggum Eli Roth and dicks. Something's wrong with that man.
I had a problem when I was like 8 years old. I was just obsessed with drawing dicks. Quote that movie.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Well done. But yeah, I gotta go with him or the little kid who gave who helped old girl escape at the end. You know, I liked his silent performance. There was like a moment towards the end where he's like letting her go free, and she's like Alejandro's calling her, and she turns around. He can't understand her, but obviously Alejandro's asking for help, and like the little kid's just like glaring at her like, bitch, come on, let's go. God damn it. You know, we don't got time for this. I freed you, not him. You gave me the whistle. But yeah, I think everyone kind of played their role well, to be honest. I don't think they were going. I think they aimed what they were going for.
Yeah. That scene, that character gives new meaning to the Too Short song, Blow the Whistle. Right? You know, just new meaning a little bit. Speaking of blowing the whistle, Brooks loves to blow whistles. What's up, especially on his birthday? What's performance you want to highlight? Anything stand out for you, man?
I like the bitch best friend, and I think the reason I like her character so much is because there's so little time with her. So like, I feel like she's a character that if she'd have been in the movie more, I would have probably ended up hating her as well.
Yeah.
But you know, she kind of just like she kind of represents like, you know, the kind of person who's like Delaney is like, nah, no fucking way, you know.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Like, and you're dumb for doing it, you know. She's like I think she's kind of like you know the embodiment of Roth's cynicism about humanity. Is like she only cares about, you know, sleeping and, you know, fucking her dude and, you know, going about her business. And you know, she has that little rude aspect to her where she's like talking and she's walking down the street and that lady like looks at her and she's like, it's okay, I'm Jewish. And she shows her.
Yeah, it shows the cross.
Yeah, she like it kind of makes the scene where like she sees her off like actually more poignant, I think, because, you know, she's such a cynical person, but she gives this like very like sincere like goodbye, like, you know, like, and she kind of like she feels like, you know, something bad could happen, but she can't like, you know, say anything, you know. But she does. It does actually affect her. So yeah, I thought she did pretty good.
All right. I think Justine is good in the film, right? I think the main character, I think she's fine. Me personally, it's the tribal elder, the woman that comes and cuts gouges the dude's eyes out. Just the way she like eats his eyes and cuts his tongue out, and just spooky and scary. The headhunter dude, that's all like a big Steelers fan because he's all in black and yellow. You know what I'm saying? But like, he's fucking awesome. And just the entire village, you know, from going to not even knowing what the concept of a movie was to actually pulling this off and doing it with like a zest. They were realistic, right? Like I loved it. They were zestfully clean in this movie. Man, they don't make zest anymore, do they?
They do.
They do? They still make zest?
It's a thing.
Oh man. Maybe I should. It's too much scent on zest for my skin. Anyway, style and structure. I think that the style of the film is decent, right? Like, or I think it's good. Like the shots, The way it's shot, I like the pacing of it. It's the structure with like the comedy. I do think there's like a tonal clash with the comedic elements, and even if they weren't necessarily intentionally comedic, but I know Eli, and you know he's one of my best friends right there. There's me and Eli just hanging out. I didn't pay for that or nothing. Actually, I didn't pay for that. Mike the Voice Matthews paid for that. So Mike, you rock. But knowing Eli's work, like it's a weird juxtaposition, right, between some of those comedic bits, like dude beating off, whatever. But like I said, that kind of irons out, and those are moments that, like, I think actually do kind of break some of the tension, because otherwise it's just a really nihilistic kind of film, right? If it's just like these stuck-up, pretentious college kids gonna go save the rainforest, which turns out to be a fucking crock of shit anyway.
Yep.
They're literally just gonna get eaten for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let's
That's
talk
horrible.
about it, man. Doughboy just wanted to fucking get laid. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even say that in the movie. It's like nothing sadder than a fat boy in love.
That's right.
But I think that the style, like the look of the film, the cinematography, the way they use the jungle and they use that location, and Eli says it's one of the most difficult films he's ever had to make just based on location, and that makes sense. I mean, you're out there in Peru, right? You're out there and like further along the Amazon River than most people have gone to film these movies. You're in the actual village, right? And so like one of the things they did was that they gave the village all these like metal roofs, right? That they covered up, but they gave them metal roofs. It was part of their deal. Like, well, we're going to fix up all of your huts and all that shit. They're like a year later, they found out they just sold them to another tribe down the road. They just sold them off. They're like making bank off of this money. So I think visually it looks really good. The special effects are amazing. When dude gets cut up on that rock, that is so freaking gnarly, dude. And then just seeing his carcass being prepared and salted and all that kind of stuff, like it looks very real and very gory and very gnarly. It's one of my favorite things about the movie, but I do think it has some tonal clash within its story and structurally. What about you, Jelani? Style and structure?
Yeah, it looks great. It's one of these films where I thought the beginning shot where the drone shot over the Amazon itself, and it goes into the credits. It's very nice. I love the shot of it. Like I said, I love the aesthetic of the people. The actual people who were in this that tribe, how they had their category, the paint,
the red skin,
skin, what showed their hierarchy, because you could tell the marks for some men were this and the women had a different mark, and then they painted the girl in the white because they were going to take her virginity. Well, they already took her virginity. They were going to like take her clitoris. That ritual crap sacrifice. This was bullshit. But it's such a stylistically, it's fine. Structurally, it's okay. It's not terrible. I get what they're doing and why they're there. It's just I hate these people. These people are trash. I hate people that stand for a cause and it means nothing to them, and they think they can just go out and do this. Like the real protests were in the 60s and Vietnam War. Those are real protests that like actually made some good, had some good happen.
They wanted to make change.
And they wanted to make change, but the guy was the main Alejandro piece of shit was out there to make money. He and his girlfriend were out there for the glamour and the money and the clout. And I
think the whole group, to be honest, they went out there to be famous, essentially. Like none of them really cared.
Yeah. And it because of that concept, it makes them douchebag people to me. I can't stand people with false causes. There are a lot of false causes we got now. I will not name them because I don't know, it'll be weird. But there are a lot of causes out here that I would have given money to, and they hurt my heart. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff out here that's real change. We could actually have real change and do some real things, but they won't do it because it's made by corporations who like to take the money and build mansions. You take with that what you will. It's irritating that people do this stuff, especially college kids who are they're so susceptible to this, to that type of mentality where we can change the world and we'll just do this part and stream. It's very irritating that I see people do shit like this, and every one of them deserve to die. Every last one of them, even the girl that survived. You know why? You know why I don't think she survived? First of all, they should have bulldozed them fuckers. The second, look, you got murderous cannibals in the freaking woods. Hey, they done killed all these people, like, successfully. Like, that's all they do. They're like, oh, somebody come into the village, kill them, eat them. Y'all need to kill every last one of them. The second she got out of there and said, hey, even the boy with the whistle. I think
there are a bunch of tigers in a jungle. Would you say we should bulldoze that jungle to kill the tigers?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, Bojangles.
And we don't. Hold on. We also don't know if they were doing this because they felt attacked. Because every day, more bulldozers.
Anybody who's dumb enough to wander into these dudes' territory after they've made their intentions
clear,
this
is the way of life, man. This is why, like, I mean, I don't want to get too controversial, but this is why when you hear stories about people going off into the desert to try to like win people into their religion or do some shit, and then they wind up getting deeper than they fucking asked for, and they get got. I'm like, what do you fucking expect?
You asked for it. They're gonna do it. This is the funny part. They're gonna do it anyway. It was going to get done regardless. I mean, sure, UN got involved. She was like, these people they helped me. They were nothing but kind. I hated that shit.
Well, she's the only one that actually stood by her principles throughout this movie. Like at the end of the movie, I think that's one of the poignant moments of the movie is when she doesn't like.
I don't hold any malice towards them. I hold malice.
Well, don't worry, Delaney. You wouldn't even be in the jungle to begin with.
Right. Exactly. I'll be that Jewish lady.
She realized
Hell no. To the no. In fact, I'd have called the cops on the protesters that were outside my window when they were screaming shit. I'd have called the cops then and be like, get them fuckers off my look. I'm trying to sleep. I got to study. I got classes I got to take care of. These fuckers out on my yard, in my lawn, doing this shit. I'd have called the cops. I'd have called whoever's in charge, the dean, or whoever the fuck. I've been that dude. Like, get these fuckers.
You don't think janitors deserve health care? You don't think these villagers deserve their inherent diet that they've learned over years?
Too late. You start eating people, you're done. We can't put you in society. I know you got to stay in these woods. So we need these woods for natural gas and shit. So sorry, you got to go. We got to either civilize you, which we can't, because even your kids want to eat shit. And second, y'all out there finding anything and everything to kill. I don't care if they're tigers. I don't care if they're endangered sharks. I don't give a fuck what's in that water. I have no clue. You hold me and my people and slowly watch me kill people systematically and get my people eating my ants, CGI ants, which look horrible, by the way. I'm going back to style instruction. It's so much bullshit for them not to die. Kill them. Kill every last one of them. Even Whistle Boy. Whistle Boy got to go. Because you know why? He was trained to eat people. He's trained to eat people. And you don't eat people. Apparently, you eat endangered turtles. And then move on with your life.
That's a different movie.
Who's
all right.
the real cannibal?
Link, what are you thinking?
Style-wise, it was great. Structure, I think I'm trying to I can't see how else it could have played out. They're gonna try to have to escape at a certain point. It's gonna be a torture fest. I do think the humorous moments were kind of added for levity to because like you said, it would have been just kind of dark ride. Maybe not bad, but I don't know. It didn't really bother me any. I think they're kind of style-wise, there's themes there, about the privileged trying to impose their will on other places that are, underdeveloped third country places. Gentrify, yes. They fucked around and found out, they thought they could go over somewhere and tell them how it is and do their thing, get out, and they found out that wasn't the case. So I don't know. I feel like I mean, cinematically, it's beautiful. I do think they utilized the rainforest well, but I think there's like some cool little themes there. It's not too deep, but there's some stuff there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It worked for me. It's an hour and 40. Like I can but it's like I see where some people be turned off by this, because I remember my first watch, I was like, what the shit is this? Like, it's just, after they're caught, I'm like, am I just gonna watch everybody get fucking tortured and cooked?
Pretty much.
Oh, by the way, who do you guys think had the worst death? The first dude that was like gouged and dismembered, or the dude that was eaten alive? Spy Kids.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good one, because
That's a real good question.
So Eli actually says the whole premise of the movie came to him when he thought of the idea of high cannibalistic villagers getting the munchies. Just eating. And with that moment, he's like, oh no, they got the munchies. I'm like, this is like Shaggy. This is Scooby-Doo shit right here, dude. I don't know. I don't know. Would you rather be fucking quartered or like your limbs cut off? And like, I don't know. I think the guy in the beginning, I don't know. How long did it take for them to eat him?
He got his eyes gouged out. He got his tongue cut out. They cut his legs off.
And he's still alive.
All this while he was still alive.
But then the other dude gets eaten alive.
Yeah. The other dude gets torn apart and eaten alive. But I mean,
that's like Eli Roth's tribute to Day of the Dead right there, I think. Dude. That's a gnarly. I feel like he died quicker though.
The first dude, yeah, I feel like he would have.
The second dude, I feel like died quicker.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. I feel like he died quicker.
The first guy was still
They did
alive
take their time.
while they're cutting him to pieces.
The lucky ones are the ones that got sucked out of that fucking plane.
Yep.
Initially, right? Or the dude that walked into the propeller. Just gone.
Where is it? Man.
Hell yeah.
I gotta go find Shelly. Whatever the hell he said. And I was like, you dumbass.
I don't know. Who do you think had a worse death though with them two and the dude with the ants, man? As bad as it looked. I think the CG ants look bad, but I don't know.
There weren't enough of them. And they weren't doing what the Crystal Skull did. So I don't know. I can't tell you.
All right.
Well, ants, I mean, he did get pretty banged up, but in terms of death, he was pretty intimate, I guess, or it wasn't. The kid blew the powder in his face to make him go to sleep, and he cut
his throat. Yeah,
after he begged them to kill him, though.
He was like, "Kill me, fucking kill me."
Nobody else had time.
I'm gonna get you out of
here. Please kill me.
He was there for a while too, but it wasn't. That is the death I thought would be more brutal, and they didn't show enough of. Because I was like, oh yeah, this dude's getting eaten by ants. That shit's got to be painful as fuck.
They should have Candyman that shit, dude, and just put a bunch of fucking real ants on his ass.
Real ants on him. Real ants, slather him. He should have been stripped naked, slathered in fucking honey, and given him.
Maybe you need to make cannibal movies, bruh.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, don't keep his clothes on. Fuck him up. Ruin his day. Eat his lunch. I mean, shit. They did all that shit, and you telling me they didn't need to die? Fuck that. I know it's revenge, but kill them all. I've been like, look, if I don't do that shit, I'd have been like, kill them all. And let God sort out the rest. I don't know what to tell you, dog. I don't know what to tell you.
They took him as a threat, They're like, who are these?
You don't feed me my own people. I mean, I know they thought
that was fucked up.
People. It's cool.
That's a great death,
yeah. Oh, girl.
When she finds the tattoo and she just
yeah.
And then the first thing they do is, what if we shove this weed down her throat?
Such unlikable characters.
That's not how weed works, by the way. I know Eli Roth has been high before. That bit in Cabin Fever, he's got that giant bag of weed. That's the kind of weed that would have
made. That's the kind of weed you should have shut down.
He puts a quarter of fucking weed in this fucking chick. They burn her up. The whole village gets high and passes out. Get the fuck out of here. That's
no way in the world. It ain't that strong.
They were. So it was, being ingested on top of it, inhaling.
That's true. And they ain't never smoked before, probably. I don't know.
True.
These motherfuckers probably know about some ayahuasca.
They made the joke. They made the joke that these people eat this stuff all the time. Like they eat weed all the time. They said it in the movie, and I was like, well, then why they shouldn't be this high then? This should be normal for them.
Well, it was, like Link pointed out, was Peruvian, very strong. So be careful, right?
Okay.
They told dude that, man. Don't fuck with
Yeah,
Speaking of Peruvian weed, Brooks, what about you? Style and structure, what do you think?
Well, I do. I like this. I think this movie looks good for what it is. Like, I think all the effects are really good, but like my problem is the story. Like, just the kind of more the portrayal of the tribe itself is like I don't mind, that they are cannibals, because like I don't think they really are cannibals in a way, because I don't think they eat each other. I think like the only time they eat people is like, intruders who they probably would consider like, the same as like game in a way.
Yeah,
just
they
like,
eat white people, which is like kind of forgivable.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they're incredibly cruel. Like they do, like, I don't care how stupid these guys are, they do understand that these are, fellow human beings, and that like, caging them and forcing them to watch their friends die is fucking bad.
They know that's wrong.
And cruel,
unless you feel like they're the invading force.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It kind of balances out, because like you kind of understand it, because you know what's coming for them. And I think like the scene at the end where the mercenaries are just coming in there and just blowing them away is kind of like a good way to like bring it back, like to you understand them a little better for that. But at the same time, like I don't know, man. I just was not into the whole tribe thing. Like it just like irritated me a lot in a lot of ways.
All right, that's fine. So the music is done by Manuel Riverio. And I'm not familiar with anything else this dude's done. He doesn't really have a Wikipedia page. So this Blu-ray comes, like most Italian cannibal films do, with the CD soundtrack, right? So I had the opportunity to throw that on my car. At one moment, one of my associates at the store had to come out and get my attention before I was leaving. And they're trying to talk to me. And they're like, what the fuck are you listening to, Robbie? I'm like, Green Inferno. That's what I'm listening to. I love the music in the film. It's got this like tribal, like drum kind of thing. It's like a tribute to some of those films, right? But it's also modernized, because it's also got a lot of like, so it's like a really great blend to me of this like South American or U.S. idea of South American tribal music, but kind of blended in with like a little bit more like the 2013 shit you hear in horror films, like every Saw movie, yeah, throwing in the metal, throwing in the heavy guitars. I think the soundtrack is brilliant. I absolutely love it. And I think it lends itself very well to listening to on its own. Jelani already said he didn't remember the music, but you got any thoughts?
I remember the beginning music. Like I said, I was very into the beginning because it reminded me of Cannibal Holocaust too, because Cannibal Holocaust had this cheesy music at the beginning, and it's similar in those ways. So I mean, I get it. It's very backgroundy music to me. There are drums. There are when the tribe comes and they're doing their ritual, and that kind of music. I do remember that. It was very haunting, to be honest, because you saw it. This is the other thing. I predicted that black dude was gonna die. He had to die. He was black.
When you throw up on your face, you know what I'm saying?
When you throw up on your face and you simping and you doing what you trying to do on bended knee to some girl that got nothing to do with you. You gonna have to die, son.
By the way, that plane crash, Eli Roth's demented. They built a plane, tore an actual plane apart. Like what you see is real. Like it's not up in the air. It's like on this, like it's on like wires or some kind of structure or something. But they had that motherfucker. They had all those dudes strapped into this like fucking cabin of a plane, and they spun that motherfucker around, dude. That's all real, evil. Dude. I bet that dude really threw up too.
Yeah. You're like, keep it in. He threw up corn. Like you can see the corn bits. I was like, oh, gross. But it's corn
bits, yeah.
You got the corn bits, yeah.
That's the throwback. What about you, Link? What do you think about the music in the film?
I think it works. I didn't. I wish I could articulate better, but I think Delaney said it well. Like it was haunting at certain. It did what it needed to do. Like at certain scenes, it was haunting when it needed to be. It definitely gave off that what Americans think tribal music feel is. I think it added to the aesthetic of making you feel like you were down there in the rainforest with them. So it worked.
Yeah, I think it works really well with the film too, because it like those drums help ratchet up that tension in certain moments. And that's where the movie really works for me, is the idea of, let's say the four of us got captured. They take Delaney's ass out there, tie him to the fucking rock.
I'll be dead first.
The three of us are all just like, well, could you imagine that? Next thing you know, Brooks is beating off in the corner, Link shitting himself. Like,
I mean, I guess those would be the natural things that would happen, but I wouldn't care because I would be dead from the plane crash.
I would have told all you guys, stop looking. Stop looking.
Stop looking. I'm embarrassed. Stop looking. Go beat off yourselves. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the music in the film?
I don't remember any of it. And I didn't want to watch the movie again. So I guess I'll take your word for it that it was good. That's kind of, I guess, kind of like the trade-off for, like, you know, him having this movie with like these over-the-top visuals, is that it kind of like distracts from the music in a way.
It does. It does.
Yeah. You tell me you didn't watch this twice? All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. The music's good. Shit. Did y'all see that? I just hit my tooth. The music's good. You can get the whole score on the Blu-ray, which I think is actually really cool. There's 28 tracks in the motherfucker. Pretty dope. All right. What's the movie saying, though? This movie's got some themes. I think it's got more than one theme, actually. I think there's a lot of stuff to put out here. And yeah, 9-panel, you did join at the wrong time when we're talking about shitting yourselves and beating off. Welcome to PCP Movie Night. That's just what we're doing. What's this movie about? What's it speaking to you?
The power or lack of power of activism, how activism can be used for good and how it can be used for absolute ill. And I think this was used for ill in a lot more ways than it was for good. I don't know. I'm not, like I said before, I am not a fan of the girl coming back and saying, hey, leave these people alone, all this other crap. That's fine. I'm okay. I mean, my takeaway is, you torture me and do shit to me, even though it's retaliation for something that other people did to you, it's still retribution. You did it. You need that karma. You need them karma bits. I think that's me. That's all I got. I'm mad.
I mean, it ain't Death Wish, though. It's not like they're doing this to get revenge. These are the same. Oh, all these fucking people are coming in, invading our fucking space, man. What else are we going to do but eat them?
Let's eat them. I don't know. Fuck that.
And they do put them on display, too. It's kind of like a way to, like, you know, discourage people.
Let's stay the fuck away.
They're like marking the, like this is what happens to you if you come over here, you know?
Yeah, dude, they put up no trespassing signs. Yeah. That's what those are, man. What about you, Link? What's this movie speaking to you?
The importance of being abstinent. It was a stretch, but you know, the being a virgin saved our main girl at the end of the day.
It kind of sort of did.
All the people who she kind of was thinking sexually at the beginning, you know, she wanted to get with old Alejandro, and that led her down a dark path, you know. Had she just stayed the course, you know, she would have been okay. But no, I that, and I, you know, definitely what Jelaine was saying with the whole activism, fake altruism, like, you know, people they like to champion a cause that they don't necessarily, like these guys. In the movie, they just wanted to be famous, you know, like
they didn't know the name of the tribes. They didn't know what they were going down there for. They didn't know that they were fucking cannibals. You know, it's like You were just, hey, we did it, and then they crash. Like, oh no, we didn't do it. You know, I just, oh, sorry, it just irritates me. I hate people in causes.
Be recognized, and not to do it because they think it's a cause that needed to be championed, which happens a lot. So I think it was definitely speaking to that. You know, they fucked around and found out. You know, they like you said, Delaney, they didn't know anything about what they were championing, and that happens all too often. Put in that due diligence, do your research if you're going to champion. Like Alejandro said, are you prepared to die for this? You know, they weren't prepared, and they still have died. So
Eli says one of the things he wanted to talk about was this phony activism that you get, especially in a lot of younger people, right? And he called it reactivism, where it's not that you're like active in trying to stomp out causes. You're reacting to something else you see. Right. So he's like, most people just do a retweet. What if people did go into the jungle? That's what I wanted to explore. What when you do fuck around and find out? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? What about you, Brooks? What's this movie speaking to you? I know you got to pick up on some theme in this movie.
Well, this movie kind of like, it reminds me a lot of like the story like Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. You know, this idea of like primal primitive man versus civilized man, and like, you know, who's really more brutal at the end of the day. You know, these primitive guys who like, you know, will hunt down and kill, and you know, they're very brutal, and they're like, you know, they like eat people, you know, and it's very like, you know, gross to us. But like, you compare that to the modern guys, which would be like the mercenaries and the bulldozers that just like, you know, mow down these guys like without mercy as well. It's like, you know, which side is more brutal? Like, are they really the same in a way? But, you know, in this case, I think there's a better case for the primitive man, because the primitive man isn't going, like, these guys aren't going out and finding people to eat. Like, they are in their home, and like, you know, you can see they farm. They have livestock that's not humans. They have like steers. They had show them with cows and stuff.
They were very much alive.
Like I think the only reason they're doing the cannibal thing is like maybe they have like this sense of like, you know, if we're gonna have to kill these guys, like we might as well like, you know, eat them, because maybe like to them it'd be disrespectful not to, you know. But you know, it's like a case can be made either way. But I think like, you know, in the end, it comes down on like modern man encroaching on these people's territory is bad, regardless of how like, you know, backwards they may seem, like, you know, because you have to allow people to live, like you have to allow people to like come into civilization of their own accord, and not because, you know, you're trying to like interfere in their life, because you're trying to like, you know, exploit their land and get like, you know, something you want out of them. So like, who knows, like maybe like in 10 years, this tribe will like be like going around in carts with like bumper stickers that say like my other spear is a gun or something like that.
I mean, it's true. It could be
okay. Possible. All right. I mean, all right. There's the activism thing and the phony nature of a lot of that. You know, not saying that activism is not a righteous cause. There are things that I'm very much, you know, against or for, and causes or whatever I support. But like, do your due diligence. Find out who is this tribe we're trying to save. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's little. It doesn't take much.
They eat us.
There is that, right? There's this like reactive nature, right? Yeah. There's also
who are the honky tonks? Why are they the honky tonks to begin with?
And like Brooks says, it's about like, don't go into somebody else's territory. Don't go into their home. Don't think you understand them. Don't think that you won't fuck around and find out, right? You know what I'm saying? But all that together, this movie's about greed. This movie is about the greed of the people that are trying to destroy this place for the natural gas or whatever. Mm-hmm. This movie is about the greed for fame that Alejandro and some of the other members of his activism group have and share, because he wasn't the only one who set chick up to die because old dude heard that her dad was a UN lawyer. Yeah. That was the whole bit. That's the whole reason for that shit, right? They set her up. Dude, that lock didn't work because that was set up. And dude's girl knew it. and she didn't go help her. And like, so it's all about that, this greed of fame, right? The greed of the dude, like what actually happens, we didn't really mention that, but what actually is going on is that they are trying to remove this one group from plowing in and getting the natural gas. So this other rich dude can get it instead. And Alejandro knows this. And he's putting this woman's life at risk, putting all these other people's life at risk for this dude's money and for recognition for himself, right? But it's also about the greed that we have to be good people, right? Greed might not be the right word there, but like the idea that we would rather appear to be good people than actually be good people. And that's some bullshit right there. And it doesn't matter if you are a tribal cannibal, or if you're a college student, or if you're a rich dickbag, or if you fucking work for the government, or you're a fucking mercenary or anything like that. It doesn't fucking matter. When you care what you appear to be more than what you genuinely and authentically are, that's fucked up. And that to me is the power of the ending. When she does decide, I care more about this village and their way of life than I care about revenge. Right? I love that. So that's what the movie's speaking to me. It's about authenticity and how greed and drive for fame and recognition and appearing to be a good person is more important to people than being authentically good, if that makes sense. That's why I'm glad to have all you people in my life. Seriously, this weekend once again cemented it home to me. Surround yourself with awesome people. Your life will be awesome. So thank you all so much for being a part of my life. Jelani, it's time to rate this movie. You out there in the chat, out of 5 you digs, what do you give Eli Roth's The Green Inferno? Jelani, kick us off here on the panel.
Now that we've had our discussion and we've thought about it, and I watched Cannibal Holocaust to try to, I actually did research for this film, by the way. I had to watch it because I needed to, if I was going to be grossed out and freaked out, I need to understand why I'm being freaked and grossed out. Conquer your fears. The Thing was a 4.5 because it bothers the shit out of me that an alien can come from outer space, touch you, and take over your entire life. I hate that shit. So because I hate that shit, and based on our discussion, I will give this movie a 3. It's okay. I was going to give it a 2.5, but our discussion changed it a little bit. Kill all of them.
Plus it's Horrorfest. You got a 0.5 leniency.
It's bloody. I know it's bloody and transgressive. It is exactly what you promised. It is exactly what you promised. It is bloody and transgressive. So,
don't worry, it's going to stay that. We're going to stay on that path for a minute here.
God, dear Lord God. So I will give it a 3 out of kindness and out of the fact that it's Brooks's birthday and other things.
3 pretentious white kids' bodies. There you go. What about you, Link? Out of 5 you digs, what do you give The Green Inferno?
I found myself, I don't know, I could see myself watching this again. I really enjoyed my watch with this one. I don't know, maybe it's because I really was turned off my first time watching this. So I was pleasantly surprised when that wasn't the experience this time. That being said, it's not a perfect film. We know what film it is, but I don't know. I can't really put my finger at it. Like the momentum does kind of like switch up after like the first kill. It's like the waiting game of them in the cage. Like I don't know exactly how you could have like ironed that out, but I could see why people have an issue with that. It just kind of like it switches gears. With that being said, that's like the only nitpick I have with it. I'm gonna give it a 3.75. With room to grow. I was really, I was not expecting to enjoy this rewatch because I don't know, maybe I was in my snobby phase back 10 years ago when I saw it. I just, I was really critical of horror movies. I had a really fun time watching this one, to this rewatch. So I'm gonna give it a solid 3.75.
Yeah, it's not like Jelani. You watched Cannibal Holocaust for the first time. Would you describe that movie as fun?
No, it was not a romp.
So I think Eli did what he was trying to do when Link just said, I had fun time watching this cannibal movie.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
That's good. All right, Brooks, what about you? What you sitting on?
Initially, I thought like this is a 2, but I'd probably give it a 2.5 because I like how it ended. I like the message of the ending, like that mercy is strength in a way, and understanding is like better than just striking out at people you believe done you wrong. But it's like I just love the movie. It's just not very enjoyable for me personally, and it's not the fact that the nature of like the gore or anything like that. Because I've watched even movies with cannibalism. Like I love the Romero movies. That's basically cannibalism. Zombies are basically kind of cannibalistic in a way.
They're dead undead creatures.
Yeah,
it's different. But these are human beings. These are living people who made a choice to eat people because stuff happened. Like that's the way.
I'm just saying we're talking about a tribe where like every meal is probably earned. So when the gods send some fucking food to you, like what are you supposed to do?
Let's eat the dinner.
I mean, it would be disrespectful for me to not eat you. When you think about it, really.
Christ.
I love they eat the fat
Even
one first.
They have to eat. They're like, he's fat.
We're lucky you got him for a week. They'll be eating on him for weeks.
Do you know how happy they were? Did you see how happy they were when they were eating him? They were like, that's the best meal they had like all year.
Yeah.
It was like, God damn.
Everybody deserves to eat Jelani.
even an entire tribe that has whole steers sitting in the background peacefully, chilling out, eating, living their lives. Yeah, okay.
Even the people on the warning signs, they probably
machine gun to mow these people down. And you can't take the little kid with the whistle, because if you take the kid with a little whistle and you bring him to public school, he's still gonna eat people. It's still gonna happen. I'm sorry.
You don't know that.
Assimilate.
That was gonna be the Green Inferno too.
Yeah.
This kid just eating kids.
The kid with the whistle shows up in a public school.
Yeah, just eating kids.
Yo, real quick, did you guys see that mid credits?
Yeah.
No,
they showed
let me tell you, Link. I didn't even know that shit existed till Jelani told me today, and I still didn't watch it, man. I didn't even know there was one.
What?
The mid credits.
Alejandro.
Yeah, there's a mid credit scene. Watch the end credit scene. Yeah, Alejandro. He's a lot. Okay, so I'll explain it. Ana de Armas calls old girl on the phone. Apparently they were in Knock Knock together, and what it was is she says like, "Hi, I'm Alejandro's sister," and there's a satellite picture that I saw, and we need to talk. And in the satellite picture, it shows the island where they are. It goes in closer as she's talking to him, and as it goes closer, it shows Alejandro, and he's looking up in the sky at the satellite camera, and he's got all black paint on him. So like so apparently he's, I guess, one of them. Part of the tribe. He like talks his way somehow, or finesses his way into leading.
He beats off his way into the tribe.
He's like,
what happens.
I mean, he's a con man, so like naturally he'd be able to con these guys probably.
Right, easily. So
dude, one thing I like about the end there that really puts the theme home is that when she looks out her window and sees all another generation of students like protesting and shit, they're wearing his face on their shirt.
That reminds me of
Kid Omega,
Grant Morrison.
Right?
Yeah, Magneto was right. Yeah,
Magneto was right. Yeah,
Magneto
absolutely.
Was right. It's so goofy.
I feel like we're all kind of on the same page. I think like based on our different experiences, but I love the idea that the people who have seen the movie more than once rated it higher. I'm giving it a 3.5. I do like the movie. It's got some problems with me. I don't think the comedy matches as much, but I think the more I watch this movie, the more I'm going to really appreciate that they gave me a fun cannibal movie that was also very brutal. Like this movie, a lot of people say this movie's hard to watch, and they're not saying because they think it's bad. They think this movie is hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Think about the people that thought Paranormal Activity 3 was scary. What happens when they watch this movie? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be way too much for some of those people.
It's a very uncomfortable movie. It's
it
very
can
hard.
be. So a 3.5 from me, a 3 from Jelani, 3.75 from Link, and a 2.5 from Brooks. That's the PCP average of 3.1869, dudes. Yeah, pretty dope. You know, like I said, not every movie in Horrorfest this year is going to be a banger, but they are going to be bloody and transgressive or just dumb in some kind of other fashion that I just want to put
Still
y'all
worth
through.
it.
But this was bloody and transgressive. I will
It
give you
was. That's, I mean, it was
did
all
make it
intentional. All intentional. All right. So, thus concludes our review of Eli Roth, my homie, right there. Look at me and Eli just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just hanging
He's
out
saying
casually
what,
at the
everything.
bar, obviously.
Mhm.
Horrorfest rolls on through this week. For some reason, on Thursday night, they're going to be talking about Red Dragon over at Blood Splatter Chatter. I believe that was Stu's pick. Imagine you get a pick during the bloodiest, most transgressive Horrorfest lineup of all time, and you pick Red Dragon. That's all I'm going to say about that. Then for a special bonus show on Friday, Friday happens to be Friday the 13th. So over at Blood Splatter Chatter, we'll be talking about Friday the 13th, part 2, my personal favorite of the franchise. And then to keep the Eli Roth love going, on Sunday night over at Dylan's Horror Show, they'll be talking about Hostel and Hostel Part 2, the second double feature in Horrorfest. Don't worry, we got one coming up pretty soon. But next week, we're going to be going back to Japan to look at Takashi Miike's One Missed Call. When you go to watch this film, this is your homework this week. Do not watch the USA remake. Watch the original Takashi Miike film. That's going to be a fun one. Jelani, thank you for being here. What you got coming up? Final thoughts.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad to be here. Green Inferno. Yeah, I think I like Cannibal Holocaust more, but it's a movie. I give Cannibal Holocaust 3.5. I would suggest you watch that. It's on Plex for free. It's nice. Bloodier. It's more transgressive. It's nakeder too, so it explains more. It's weird because those pieces of shit, they deserve to die. I mean, there are pieces of shit in this movie that need to die, but those pieces of shit, they had to go. They had to go. Now they were the bloody and transgressive ones. Who, in fact, the end of the movie says, who the man pulls his pipe out and he's about to smoke it, and he says, "Who are the real cannibals?" Because they just watched footage of these idiots film the murder of a tribe and kill and rape a woman. And yeah, it's a messed up movie. You gotta watch it. And then turn around and they get torn apart and eaten. It's awesome. I love that. It's like come up into the level of 30. It's awesome. But watch that film. I'm not spoiling anything. Watch that damn thing. Speaking of watching stuff, Brooks and I did this show called Go Figure Reviews. We have a new one out for Leatherhead. This is Leatherhead from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Masters of the Universe mashup Turtles of Grayskull. It's a Walmart exclusive. It's Brooks's gift. I got Brooks this, and we say it a lot in video. But watch that. And also on the 12th, we have a show and tell spectacular. Our first freaking live screen that we've had in a while. It's this week on the 12th. Tell your friends. We'll have guests.
Too long.
Spilio's on it. We got Anthony Hitman Horton on it. We got Nate from Huggy's Toy Shop. We've got freaking Soundwave 8084 doing his Transformer reviews as well. We're going to have a talk and a discussion about the positive things that we've talked about in the toy industry and our top 5 favorite figures this year so far. Nice. So we're going to do all of these. We might even clash because some of our stuff might be fun. I mean, might be the same thing. So join us September the 12th, 7 o'clock. We're going to do the damn thing for the fall show and tell spectacular. Go Figure Reviews. Check us out. Oh, yeah. Nominate for us for the CBC Awards. We're still nominated. I don't know when the voting ends. Follow
October
us.
Something.
Yeah. Thank you. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Go vote for the Go Figure Reviews over at the CBC Awards and vote for PCP as well. Vote for 9-Panel Grid. Vote for Fable. Vote for Two Gun Pedro. Fuck Nick, though. Don't vote for him. Link, what about you? What's good? Nick, I'm just kidding. Love you. He's not even watching. Nick ain't watching Green Inferno.
Fuck you, Nick.
Trust me. Anyway, this dude's favorite movie is A Christmas Story. He's way too wholesome for this movie.
Yeah.
What about you, Link? Thank you for being here. Final thoughts, my man.
I just want to say I was doing the pew pews for Pedro, and then it's like Robbie said the Nick thing, so it's like the taking shots sound effect worked. No, it's all good jest. But yeah, I'll be on quite a few of these Horrorfest episodes. You guys will see me somewhere here and there. Blood Splatter Chatter here. I'll be around. But yeah, until then, remember, stay celibate.
He'll keep you alive.
No nut. Thank God I fucking fell in the Amazon rainforest during No Nut November.
Still alive.
Brooks, thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying, and thank you for coming in and just chatting about this movie on your birthday, dude. Happy fucking birthday, man. I love you. You're one of my truest friends, man.
Thank you.
So final thought.
And well, you know, if anything, like, you know, it being my birthday, I feel like, you know, it's important to point out, like, you know, if you by observing me, you can see, like, you know, aging isn't really that bad. Some people like me just get more handsome and more smart and more better, you know, with age. So, like, you know, look on the bright side. Maybe you're lucky, and maybe you got this guy's luck. And it can be better.
Get the Mo Better Blues. All right.
That was beautiful.
Mo Better Brooks.
Horrorfest coming right up, man, with even more. Go check out Red Dragon on Blood Splatter Chatter on Thursday, Friday the 13th Part 2 on Blood Splatter Chatter. Go check out Dylan and the crew over at Dylan's Horror Show for Hostel and Hostel Part 2, continuing the Eli Roth love. And then also, go check out what we did on Blood Splatter Chatter a few months ago. We had a great discussion on Hostel and Hostel Part 2. But then be back here next week for One Missed Call, the original Japanese film directed by Takashi Miike. You can find it streaming for free on Tubi if you feel so inclined. Otherwise, you can just buy the Blu-ray. Arrow has a really nice trilogy set. But yeah, we love you. Y'all are the best, and y'all, we're just getting started. Just getting started. We got some more transgression and bloodletting in our future. Do we not? Yes, we do. We're dipping out. On behalf of everybody here at Pop Culture Philosophers, thank you so much for diving into this feast that we call the Green Inferno. We'll catch you next time. Pop, pop, boo.